Shall I take the reins here? Or do you have something you want to share first?
No, I want to talk about balls.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of HAMYAW, and this time, love is in the air. This is Hillary Weiss and Margo Aaron, and what we want to talk to you about today is Valentine's Day. The holiday of pink hearts, highly commercialized cards, and chocolates in incredibly large boxes. So first of all, I, for one, Margo, think Valentine's gets a bit of a bad rap. I'm a romantic at heart, but I think it's really the first instinct of a lot of brands and marketers, especially to kind of poop on Valentine's Day a little bit. Because
Really?
it is, I mean, in my experience, it's a super commercialized holiday. People are like, I don't feel like my love should need a specific day. I love you 365 days out of the year. And it's like, well, yeah. But also, sometimes it's just nice to go out for a nice dinner and have some flowers and have a reason to say I love you. Even though corporations are behind it.
I feel like every person I know secretly wants a big Valentine's show. So that's why I'm kind of like, really, I'm surprised everyone's shitting on it, because maybe publicly they are, but like everyone is kind of like setting up. This is why husbands feel set up to like be disappointed, is that like deep down they're like, I don't care, it's commercialized, but really show the fuck up, buy the flowers, do what Hallmark told you to do. This isn't complicated. Every commercial's explaining how to do it. The point is, though, you can have fun with these things without buying into it. And I think as it relates to how we will yell at a few websites, it really is more to do with the fact that you can't ignore the calendar as much as we try and pretend like we don't exist, especially in the digital marketing world, where it doesn't feel like the rules of the world around us actually apply. But it's such a great opportunity to capitalize on what's going on in the collective environment. Why wouldn't you mention Valentine's Day and like make a joke about it? Yeah. I did that a few years ago. I ran an ad around Valentine's Day on a newsletter that was targeted towards women. And I think I said something like, your spouse doesn't care about your business, get yourself a work wife. You know, like this Valentine's Day, treat yourself. Yes. And it was an ad for the arena, and it was great. And it was timely, even though it had nothing to do with Valentine's Day. Like when you tie it into where the zeitgeist is, you actually have an opportunity to like have a little bit more fun with your copy and stand out a little. It's weird if you don't acknowledge something in someone's inbox.
And also, it's a way to relate to your target market in terms of customer journey. Like, I think that's almost a part of it. Customer response to certain holidays and like global events. If you know that your customer or clients or audience or whatever might be having a certain reaction, it pays to play that up. It builds that connection and makes people feel seen. Like, I know that if I'd seen that, because my fiance works in advertising, but at an agency, and our worlds are just so different. You need work wives. You really do. And so I think going for that, and it's a little less corny than like Valentine's Day and all this stuff, but like your husband doesn't get it. Get yourself a work wife. I think that's awesome. Yeah. Oh, you girl. Yeah. One thing I think that gets neglected. No, shit. That was the wrong. Never mind. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep it in. Okay, so one thing I think gets neglected on Valentine's Day is what gifts to get your male partner. And I think there are so many ads targeted at women, but what about the men? There's so many skincare, you know, perfumes, lingerie, like get all these fancy stuff for your partner's private parts if they happen to be female or, you know, female presenting. But what about the men? And I stumbled across this really amazing ad on my Facebook that I immediately shared with Margo, and I'm now immediately sharing with you guys. Here we go. So representing for the men, this Valentine's Day is ball wash. Let's read this copy. This V-Day, we've made it easy to tell him you're nuts about him with a gift that'll make him feel and smell great everywhere. The Sack Pack is a winning trifecta of men's natural products specifically formulated to take care of a man's most prized possessions. They should have added the family jewels there, but they didn't.
Damn it, consult Hillary, always.
Always call me about these things, guys. So yeah, we got ball wash, sack spray, and nut rub. This just feels like way too many like scents and perfumes to be on anyone's genitals, but
no, it's perfect.
I have to say that I think this is genius for two reasons. One, clearly targeting the partners of these men. Clearly, as a woman, I was being targeted, and I think it's genius. I almost bought it. I didn't. Because God
Sorry,
bless. I
Zach.
don't have a reason to.
Sorry, Zach.
No sack wash for you this year, sir. But I think it's just a really creative way to share a product that's not necessarily particularly sexy, might be kind of offensive to the guy, but women can either buy as a joke or like a serious pampering thing. Some guys might be super into it. What do you think, Margo?
I totally agree. I think the best part of this is that they targeted you. Like, that's my favorite part of all this, because the truth is, like, men get targeted with like buy lingerie for your wife, or like buy perfume, or like, I always wonder who those men are that can accurately do this. I don't know what I'd do if my husband showed up with perfume. Like, it would be like, are you lying? Are you cheating on me? Like, what? Why did they? Like, what happened?
Oh my God.
Do you not like what I'm wearing? Why do I need perfume? But I love that it's now happening in the reverse. Yeah. And the copy wasn't just for females, actually. Like, it was actually something that I think men would laugh at. Do I think they need it? Who fucking cares? It's Valentine's Day. You don't need a box of chocolates. You just want it. I think any gift in my house, Brian and I had this like joke that gag gifts are welcome. So like, if you do something just for the joke, it is welcome in our household.
Yeah, and I think it also works because you can buy that for someone as a joke and have them use it totally unironically and be like, oh, I actually like this. That is genius, I think, in behalf of like positioning. But I also would have loved to be a fly on the wall in that strategy meeting. So how do we get our sack wash in front of more people? How about Valentine's Day? Nothing says love like a pair of testicles. It's like, you're absolutely right. And I think couples buying each other gag gifts is also huge, especially when we have this like...
The puns. I like was losing it earlier because of all the puns.
The fact anything on earth is named sack wash is just unfortunate.
Nut rub. Nut rub is going to end up being a line of organic almond butter, you guys. Somebody's going to see this and be like, that was genius. We've devolved. So this conversation has gone in some fun directions, you guys. But where we're going with this is that all calendar holidays are a fun place for your brand to take advantage of and have fun, even if you're not selling a consumer-facing product, even if you don't want to run a promotion, like to weave these things into the way you talk about what you do or your customers, and having an idea of like what's going on in their life. Like if your list is dudes and they are married, like this is a thing that's on their mind this week or this month. It is, whether you like it or not. It's on their mind as something to ignore, or on their mind as something that makes them feel uncomfortable or stressed. Acknowledging that in whatever way it hits your market is smart.
Yeah. Absolutely. Which also brings me to my final ad of the day, which I want to talk about. And the first way I was exposed to this ad, I don't know if you guys have seen this. I thought it was going on at the Bronx Zoo. A Google search told me it was happening at a zoo in Texas, that you could name a cockroach after your ex. So you can name a cockroach after your ex. And I was like, okay, first of all, that is hilarious for so many reasons. And it helps the zoo, which is awesome. It's like mail your enemies glitter. Do you remember that whole viral campaign from a couple of years ago? But I actually was served an ad. I don't know what I'm doing to get these great ads, but it's amazing. That actually takes a different approach and actually has takes the opposite approach. And I'm going to share it with you guys today. Okay.
Your Valentine deserves the perfect gift.
It's true.
One that takes their breath away.
Oh my God.
Sends shivers down their spine. And
This is so great.
their toes. So give a gift sure to make them scream. This Valentine's Day.
No, it's turning.
It's going to melt. This flower's built in candlelight.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This Valentine's Day, name a roach.
Roaches are forever. And there was another campaign that said seal it with a hiss, because they are like African hissing cockroaches or something. So,
that's so great.
I think is genius, because I didn't even think about it being able to go two ways, because when you think cockroaches, you're like, I want to name something trash after this. But they actually managed to spin it into something like ridiculous and positive. So
yes, and using the branding of like a K Jewelers, I didn't see that coming. I thought it was going to be like sarcastic. That's brilliant. I did not even see it coming with the twist right around the word scream. Like, what? I don't know that I would have watched that till the end even. Like, that's ballsy.
Sack wash. Sorry.
All right. So on that note, this is the most mature episode we've ever run. Thanks, Mom, for watching. I hope you're proud. This Valentine's Day, whether you have a Galentine's, whether you are doing some nut rubbing, whether you are, I can't even.
Wait, go on. Don't let me stop you.
From our HAMYAW studios to your home, Happy Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, happy HAMYAW Day, whatever. Just have fun.
It's all love. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time.